Excuse me.
How dare.
How dare you?
How dare.
Welcome to Strength in Gaming. I think that's a great note to start on. I'm Samson Lancaster, and today I'm joined with Salvador Madrigal.
Hey, hey, hey.
And once again, Kat McGuire is with us.
How fucking dare you, Samson?
And
God.
very special guest. She's a repeat guest from a very long time ago when we were just baby podcasters at our first convention. Lizzufer is joining us today. Lizzufer, how are you doing?
I am good, but how dare. I said good day.
I said good day.
I'm good. I'm just a little cold because it's been
it's
been
not
like
warm.
It's been like north of the wall.
Yeah.
You know, like even though it's like 46 degrees and wildlings are just
I'm
mocking me.
currently patrolling north of the wall right here for the night's
Wow.
watch. Yes.
Look at that. Standard crow.
What else is everybody drinking?
White Claw. Tangerine flavor.
Very white girl.
Wow.
Because that's
Depression.
what my husband picked out for me.
Hey, you said you wanted one.
This is a LaCroix and Pinot Grigio vintage.
Le Crux.
Also with brain ice cubes that are partially melted now.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Because YOLO.
YOLO swag. YOLO swag.
YOLO no scope.
Yeah.
Meh.
360 BBQ.
At least it's not Mountain Dew. So I mean.
Yeah, what? Hey, come on now. Don't diss the Dew.
It's all about
is my
the Baja
personal Lord
Blast.
and Savior.
Okay.
I haven't had a Mountain Dew in like 5 years.
In
That's
this
because
house,
you're not at the tavern.
If there are girls there, I want to do them.
Wait, what is that a reference to? That's a
He
reference.
El Diablo. D&D.
Satan's game.
Mhm.
That's a little teaser for what's coming later.
Yeah. So we're gonna hump the news. Let's see.
We're gonna Sal's gonna hump the news.
So let's
Okay.
start with
Let's just dry hump the news.
our Lord and Savior Gabe Newell,
Gaben.
the Gaben. He says he has a
Gaben.
bunch of games in development that are gonna
He personally has games in development.
revolutionize the industry. They're going a different route when it comes to the way they're developing games, and but they took
What's
they
the
took-
new route?
you know how they are, very fucking vague when it comes to that
Hell yeah.
shit.
Steam.
I was like,
Valve.
it's gonna be the greatest thing in all the world.
Are
And
they?
then it comes out and it's cyberpunk.
Yeah. I mean, I would be, you know what, honestly, what would be like revolutionary is if they came out with a new Steam console, but it also steams like vegetables or
Oh,
dumplings
yes.
and stuff.
Like
And
the
it's like,
KFC,
it's Steam
the
powered
KFC.
Yeah,
gaming.
the KFC
the
Yeah.
KFC PC.
console.
You can eat and game at the same time.
Yeah.
And stay
I
healthy
hope-
because it's veggies.
I hope
I mean, and
they
dumplings, but you
they,
know,
Oh, yeah.
they progress
I need some
Veggie
dumplings.
their VR scene, especially since they have the Valve Index.
Yeah, and
They-
hopefully they can fix fucking Steam VR and it's buggy bullshit. Jesus Christ.
Well,
Yeah, I
that's
have a hard
because
time with VR.
if you have the Valve Index, that thing works perfectly fine. with
Yeah.
the-
I
it's
mean,
when you
we
use
are
other,
hacking it.
other headsets.
We hack it with the Oculus, but
Yeah, so
it's fine.
it's
It's
not
fine.
meant to work the way it's working.
That's how we do things here at Strength in Gaming. We don't do them that way. We do them the
But yeah,
hacky
he
way.
says they took a lot of inspiration with what Cyberpunk was trying to accomplish, and maybe they'll kind of elaborate later on when they actually start doing
I hope
things.
they'll elaborate a lot.
Ooh.
It's probably in the infancy, and they're like thinking of I don't know, snakes in space or something.
Yeah, I love vagueness. I
Snakes
love
in
it.
Motherfucking
Vague
space.
posting. That's a
Vague-
pattern.
Vague,
Yeah. It's like, we're making a thing. It's like, oh, really? It's going to be
Yeah.
vague
different.
posting.
Oh,
That's a
geez.
paddling.
Oh, that's exciting. I
So
will
yeah,
hold you to.
hopefully, well, Valve has put out like good stuff, right? They don't really have they even had a flop?
No, that's as far as games are concerned. I don't know.
Like
of
the
any
games
flops.
the actual games that they used to put.
I
out
mean, I haven't
are
played Alex
revered.
yet, but Eddie fucking swears by it.
Eddie starts dry humping there when he starts
Eddie.
talking about that.
Eddie.
Arity.
So we're gonna start calling him Arity from now on.
It's like a parody, not.
Arity, yeah.
So Konami's restructuring,
Konami.
and fuck them.
I panicked.
And you panicked? What?
I panicked. I was like, no, stop
Not
it.
again.
Stop
Don't do
taking
it.
these things.
Stop changing stuff. You're ruining it all.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Where are you, bud?
They're changing their gaming operations. Are they gonna go full pachinko now
There's
and
a lot of activity.
and gambling machines like they did in Japan?
Well,
They need
every
to-
game company in Japan has a
They need to
pachinko
just-
machine, though.
They need to stop. Just sell off their IPs to companies that are
Stop.
actually gonna do something.
Get some
with it.
help.
Yeah, get some help.
That's me.
They're
Sal has a lot of feelings about this.
Yeah, he does.
No.
they have some of the most beloved IPs, and they're just like pissing all over them and just making them pachinko machines. And
No, that's the
It's not what you do with
Just
things you love.
garbage.
You just
Yeah,
turn them
you-
into pachinko
turn them
machines.
into
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I piss on things and turn them into pachinko machines.
Yeah,
Like
that-
I hope
Well,
when
that's
I
a-
Daily.
when I eventually have kids, I hope they get turned into pachinko machines. That's my hope.
That's my diseased
Yes,
spouse. I
absolutely.
turned her into pachinko machine.
Yeah, it's good. It works. Happier than ever.
I get to play with her every day. So
Bonding.
Cat's face. we lost.
what the hell's going on?
It just I'm sorry. It went
wants you-
from I wish
she
my
wants-
children would become pachinko machines to I could play with her all day. And I just
But she's
Well,
a pachinko machine now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a
she
pachinko
want
machine.
you want to turn your husband into pachinko machine, right?
The thing is, though,
Sure.
you gotta go around the corner to cash in the coins. from. That's how it works.
Yeah, I know.
It's allowance. That's
Yeah.
what we call it. It's
Go
called
around the corner.
allowance.
Equivalent exchange. So then we got Epic.
Yeah.
Epic doing the Lord's work.
The Lord's work.
You know, all these people hating on them. They've given away over 750 million claim reward
Papa
for
bless.
You're
games.
coming the right way.
yeah, I have like 30 of those.
Now go left.
I have not spent any money on Epic, and I have
I only have like
thick library.
5
Yeah.
or 10 games.
How many
'cause I always-
C's?
Hmm?
Thick with how many C's?
3 C's at least.
3 C's.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of
Ooh, that's
Cs.
pretty thick.
A lot of C's. And then I just got Star Wars Battlefront 2 for free.
I think I got
Been
that
playing
Got
too.
that for free.
Playing the crap out of that.
I haven't played it yet. I've just been building up my library, but I have
Yeah,
a lot of free games.
Mind you, EA doesn't deserve any of my money, so I would have never bought it like ever. But if I get it for free, I'll play it.
You know what's
Tell me-
crazy
I want to count.
is the amount of Epic games that have been given away. People are still trying to hack my account. What is up with that?
To get your free
Like,
game.
You can
Duh.
go get your
They're-
own free games. Okay, they're free.
They're trying to give you games
They're
Oh
trying to
my
give you-
god. Oh my god,
with
you're
your own
right.
money. With your own
Wow.
money.
Well, joke's on them because I only get free games, so I don't put a credit card on there because I'm into
I
the
don't think I
free
have a credit
free
Yeah.
99. So
Yeah.
free 99.
They want your free game library.
Library.
Lubber.
I'm your library.
So yeah, I don't know why people are hating on them. You use Amazon
Amazon.
Amazon every day. They did the same thing in the
Every
corner of
day.
the market.
Yeah,
Give
no,
you
I
a
like.
bunch of free stuff.
I have no problems with Epic. Sal will say, "Get this game on whatever." He says it to all of us, and everybody.
Yeah.
Chats, and I'm just like, eh.
He makes sure that
I'm
we
gonna
get all
keep
the
playing
free
game
stuff.
that I'm obsessed with currently, and not pay attention to your. I bought like fucking 7 Days to Die. I've been playing that game since Alpha 9, and people hate it.
Now it's an
buggy
Alpha
as hell.
50, and then it's never
No,
gonna come out.
Alpha
Never fully
19.
releasing. Never fully releasing.
Oh my.
I almost died.
And then the last thing we have is
got you.
GameStop
Hyena.
stonks.
Stonks.
Game
Stonks.
stonks.
Reddit and Reddit
Radiant.
I'm okay.
Reddit.
I didn't get
Dude,
hit.
Reddit came together, man.
punching the big guys in the kidneys, making them piss blood for a little bit.
Don't piss off nerds who just got $600 from the government. So don't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Don't piss off the
Yep.
stimmies.
Fucking over a head.
Don't
Don't
piss
anger the
off the
stimmies.
stimmies.
Well, it's
Stimmy.
mainly fueled
Normies.
by millennials like pissed off, dude. They just, and I don't understand it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these stonks people on CNBC and
They're getting pissed that they lost millions of dollars.
well, no, they're trying to defend them somehow. Like, oh no, see, these people don't understand that this is an artificially inflated thing, and they're gonna lose a lot of money. They're not investing that much into it.
Nobody even cares either. They're doing it for the lulls.
It's just there's
a lot of-
millions of them doing it.
Yeah, that's why it went up. Is a lot of these people don't have like 1,000 or more stock options that they bought from them. They bought maybe like 5, maybe 2
Yeah.
when it was real low, and even now they're buying maybe 1 just to keep it
Yeah.
going up.
And they're just
So they're
getting a
not-
small piece of the pie, but to them it's a lot of money, and to
They're
them
willing.
They're
They're willing
botnetting
to
finger
them.
too.
It-
it's
They're willing
billionaires.
to take a bloody nose to punch somebody in like to knock out one of the big guys, right? They're so far they've lost like was
Yeah,
it
it's like a
$80 billion.
I mean, oh wow,
it's
that's
almost
terrible.
it's almost like a botnet kind of deal, except it's people doing it. You know what I mean?
People are the
And-
greatest bots after all.
Yeah.
And people are trying to they're like saying, oh, this might be illegal. And it's like, no, they do this shit all the time, dude.
Buying
These hedge
stocks
fund-
is oh
yeah, these
the short-
hedge firms do this all the time, where they all collaborate and drive down the stocks on something
Yeah,
just
well,
so they can
what-
short sell it.
That was one of the things. Yeah, the shorting of the stocks I saw after they got fucked by GameStop. Well, not GameStop, but by the Redditors. I saw that a lot of these hedge funds had to get bailouts from other hedge funds.
Yeah. Oh, it's so unfortunate.
Oh, too
Oh.
bad.
Poor
But
babies.
I did see somebody, my history teacher, mention that potentially some people's retirement funds are like actual, like, legitimate people with 401ks that they've saved their entire lives just so that they can retire. It could affect their 401ks. That was the first time I saw anything that was slightly
that's
negative.
only if the
Yeah,
place
I
where
was
you
gonna
have
say-
your 401ks are
It's
working
part of that hedge fund.
risky, yeah, and these risky
Right.
hedge funds. And
You should
I don't
protect
have
your.
any. I don't
And
have
here's the
any
thing.
stuff in risky
Here's the
hedge
thing.
funds.
they could still even lose money because of just random reasons, right? So it's not like they should be afraid. They should be afraid to begin with. That's how volatile and
Yeah,
gambling
it's
it
it
is
That's
is
how
to begin
gambling
with.
goes.
Yeah.
the house didn't
Yeah,
win
like-
this time.
They had the guy from CalSTRS, which is what most of the teachers in California uses to retirement, and he was talking about they don't go with those type of hedge funds where they do risky short selling and stuff like that.
Yeah, but if you have it's like I don't have a 401k anymore. I have an IRA,
Mhm.
and I don't have it set to anything risky, but you can set it to stuff that's risky if you want to. But my stuff didn't seem to be affected by any of that. So
So yeah,
I'm at
it's always a
little
gamble,
above
especially with the stock
half.
market.
Like,
It's
I'm at
you're damn near
90,
doing casino
and you're about to
roulette.
say-
yeah,
when it comes to stock. So
Put
if
it
it's
all on
affecting your
black.
401k, maybe you should think about where you're investing, right?
yeah,
You're going
True.
with these companies that are losing these buildings,
These
billions.
buildings.
Not the
They're gonna
building.
lose their buildings eventually.
It was stonks.
Well,
and now
they're
it's
losing their
buildings.
underwear right now.
Stonks. Yeah, losing their underwear.
Unbelievable.
So
Stonks.
I don't. And then with Robinhood stopping trading on
Yeah,
those,
I
stocks.
saw that. That was interesting. I don't approve. I don't
That
think-
should be a fun class action.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's in a.
Yeah, because
If
games,
it got the right and the left to
I'm
line
trying to
up and
avoid
say, oh shit, this
that
is a little
movement.
yeah,
shady.
that's true.
Yeah,
I
that's
think it was-
crazy.
That's
we were
pretty bad,
talking
pretty
about
bad.
it in
So I'm
chat
going
with
to
Mo
divide.
because Mo had recently
So we
sold
need to
off
keep going.
GameStop before this happened, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm talking about class action suit maybe potentially, but the only problem with that is since it's GameStop, you'll get 34 cents in store credit
Yeah.
as your reward."
I'm still
can
mad
get-
about my Xbox. Still mad.
What they do with your Xbox?
Oh well, they gave me like a
go.
Panda Express gift card, pretty much, and then like a couple.
That's top tier, man. That's not even store credit. You can
At
use it
least you're
someplace
able to
else.
get the single entree.
I took
You get a
that
single
over. I took that over the Olive Garden coupon. So
Okay, yeah. That's slightly better than the
1 hour of joy time.
Joey time.
Well, there is no road for the first to go.
But
Oh, buddy.
yeah, it was pretty shady because
Come on. Hey, come on.
the stock was still
Come on,
going
man.
up until they froze it, and then it started plummeting really quickly. And all those people that had all that money invested wanted it to keep going up, so they couldn't. The only thing they could do was sell it.
Mhm.
But they were like, well, you could have bought any other ones except for these.
Ooh, kitty.
Oh, kitty.
This is Frank. He's a
He's a
himbo.
He's a gingy bastard.
He is a
He
gingy
is
bastard.
gingy.
He's the best free kitty I've ever gotten.
Oh,
You
he's like
adopted him?
Monkey. You can just
Oh, is
hold
he an
him.
outside cat?
He doesn't care.
Well, he was. Oh, and you know he likes his toes to be
All right, I have to
rubbed.
do this
So
now.
look at those. He fans his toes
Aw.
out. But no, he was a stray kitty.
Hmm.
And free cat, and he's like the best cat I've ever had.
I got one too.
Aw,
Oh,
kitties.
This
don't
monkey.
fight each other.
Say hi. Look at the camera, dude. Yeah, it's a monkey. This guy's an old man.
He was sleeping.
Yeah, he was. Poor monkey was sleeping. He's 17.
Oh my gosh.
Road.
Oh, here Frank probably wants to do his parlor trick, which is he has a drinking problem.
Oh, okay.
He's a lush.
Where we died the
Ah, yes.
Oh,
Anytime
That's-
there's
Oh,
anything.
He's licking the condensation.
Condensation.
I
This
love
is-
orange tabby cats. They're the sweetest.
We had
and
a-
there-
Go ahead.
oh, there's science behind that too now. Because
Is
like,
there
why are
really?
tabby cats, orange tabby cats, the most sweetest? Is because they have better camouflage skills
got
and they're like positive
got
genetics and
bullets,
passed on to their
3
young
bandages.
better, I guess.
Oh,
6
I
arrows.
love
cat.
that.
Where you at?
Oh, cat. Oh no, don't go near the candle, Frank. Nope. Nope.
What up?
Normal. Our
This is
other,
why we can have nice things.
our other
Actually-
cat, Normal, burned off her eyebrow whisker things on a candle once.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, it just the things that stick out. She didn't get any of her fur.
Oh,
Bandages for you.
sweet
Condensation.
kitty.
This is He'll climb up you to get like if you have a can, he's like, oh my god. I'll just climb up you. And I'm like, no, I'm drinking this.
Is that a
Have you
cat?
tried putting an ice cube in his water dish?
He will have none of that bullshit.
It's finicky. You
He
know.
likes his water to be served on the outside of crystal glasses. Thank you.
On the veranda.
My cat, that's now my mom's cat because we had to leave her with my mom. But she only drinks water from a faucet. It has to
Oh,
be
really?
running from a faucet for her to drink
Our
water.
cat's like that too, but we have a little fountain that's similar.
I got the boys a 3-liter fountain because
There you go.
obviously 50-pound dog.
Yeah.
With the
Well,
smaller
ours-
ones.
Ours is a stainless steel dog one that's like this big.
Oh, that's great. Here, there you go. Oh, he
Because
just
we
wants
also
to-
have a cat, Shirley, who basically is a dog. She's like a bulldog.
Oh, that's great.
With your health.
Hey there,
Yeah.
Shirley.
Frank
My
is like
cats are
a
sleeping.
dog. Frank jumps in the bathtub when I'm taking baths, and I'm just like, like, "Ugh, I'm suddenly stressed out now.
Now you gotta rinse off with the shower to get the fur off.
I know, right? And yeah, if I'm like, oh, bubble bath, and he's like, can I lick the water? And I'm like, it's just me fighting him, like 99%. Oh, okay, we're moving the. Okay, all right, we're gonna move.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, I haven't noticed anything. But so that's all we have for the news, right, Sal?
Yeah, stonks.
Alrighty. So we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we will be talking to Lizzufer about D&D Online and any other various things that might come up: video games, cosplays, artwork, etc., etc. Monkey says we will be back after this break. Oh, let's do both.
I have.
Monkey looks fucking annoying, dude.
Yeah, he does. It all started when I had that first shot of vodka. Before I knew it, I woke up soaked in gasoline, lying in a gutter somewhere. I decided to take out my cell and call Andy. The phone rang several times. Someone finally picked up. Hello? It was Kim's voice. But first we have to eat and we violated German law. We don't have the bad words. So Sam, German law. We violated German first. So, we're back, and we're here to talk with Lizzufer about D&D Online because you can't really play it any other way right now, amongst other things. But let's start a little bit. Let's talk about like your artwork because it's on the cover of this episode. That beautiful dragon behind you, behind your very cyberpunky looking visage. That pose and the dragon in the background. What inspires your artwork?
Well, also, pardon me, you know how it was like the dog and the cat wrestle and stuff? That's happening now, apparently, as soon as we're like, yeah, let's get started.
I can barely hear it.
Pardon me, the Thunderdome is going on directly to my right. But yes, I would probably say it's just my love of fantasy and games. I mean, like I started out as a kid drawing Pokemon like a lot. As well as yeah.
That's like all of Kat's paintings right now are all Pokemon.
Yay! Yeah, exactly. So like, but it was just like, I don't know. I get really immersed when I'm doing fantasy art or drawing different things. But also like, I don't know. It's cool to put myself in there too, because that dragon is like, okay, like it's gonna sound really deep, but that dragon's like a self-portrait. It's like, it's like I am that dragon, and
you got kind of a Maleficent vibe going.
And well, yes, like this is my everyday thing. So
that ring, especially, that is a serious fucking ring. Is that like what is that stone?
It's a solid stone. I have to hold on. It's been a hot minute. I'm going to tell you right now.
The miracle of not editing.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, sorry, I'm gonna
make you look terrible on this.
Yeah, I love gems and minerals too, by the way. And
my dad was a jeweler. That was one of
I don't think you have the minerals.
We got a geologist sitting right over here. So
sorry, I had to. Anytime I hear minerals, I think of Breaking Bad.
Minerals, Murray.
He's like, they're minerals, Murray. Oh my God, just log me into Etsy. Oh, you son of a bitch. Jesus. I'm sorry. Cheese's Crust Pizza Parlor.
Gibbers Crapst.
Gibbers Crapst.
I like Gibbers Crapst.
That is a thing. Okay, now that the animals are making strange noises behind me, I'm not like, is someone throwing up now? That is
cats all the time.
Black Morian crystal.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Black Morian. Ooh.
Yeah. Yep. Ooh. I got it from Gep Art Jewelry on Etsy, and it's actually, this is like one of my favorite rings because it's also like soldered with like what is that? I can't remember what metal it is, but I really like it a lot. It's
is it just pewter or silver?
It's not silver, that's for sure. But also too, this maker has them that are like the size of your entire finger, and it's pretty nuts. So
it's like it's a type of black quartz.
Yeah,
I see.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty rad.
Yeah,
Nice.
quartz is nice. I've been looking into not just like the science behind minerals, but also like, the magic behind minerals, and I
Oh.
dig it.
Oh.
Quartz
that's
is very
Mhm.
prominent.
Reading up on the witchcrafts too.
I
Quartz
actually
also does. It attracts ghosts.
Yeah.
You want to fuck around with ghosts?
don't want to fuck around with goats.
No,
I almost said
Mm-mm.
goats, but goats and ghosts do not
Goats.
fuck with.
I'm
But
a friend with a pack of goats, so flock. What are they? I don't know.
A murder of goats.
It's a murder. I'm friends with a
Seems
murder of
accurate.
goats.
But I'm pretty sure it's a flock of goats.
It's a congress
It's a congress.
of goats.
That's a herd. I'm sorry, it's a herd.
A herd of
Have you
goats.
heard of
I have
goats?
friends with a herd of goats.
I don't know if you heard.
I love names for groups of animals. It's really fun to learn about.
Yeah. Do you know what a baby platypus is called?
Mm-mm.
A puggle. It's true. Like that's
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh,
so cute. Yeah. Yes.
I like
So
platypies.
adorable.
Yeah. Platypies.
I don't
And
even
now
know
I
if
want a
it's a-
pie really badly.
I love and
Actually, probably platypuses because it's octopuses, not octopi.
pussises.
one of my favorites is a group of owls called a parliament of owls. I
What?
love
They
that.
would be. They're so smart and wise.
Parliament.
I would have called that a court. Of
Okay,
owls.
I did. This is a little bit on the D&D topic, by the way.
Okay. Okay. Oh yes.
in-
We are talking about
There's a
this.
topic. Yes, I
In the-
think.
In the
I guess
before
we're eventually
times,
gonna get to
Mhm.
the topic.
we went to Utah and we went to this thing called Evermore. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh, I've heard of it. The theme park, the D&D theme park.
Yes, it is so much fun.
Yes.
It's so much fun. And we went there.
I
And
think I remember you took. I think you were posting pictures of it.
I did. We
Yeah.
dressed as adventurers and it was great. I had like this like elven cloak thing. I loved it. It was so fun. But there were animal tamers there, and they had exotic animals, mainly lizards and birds of prey and stuff. And they had owls, but the show we saw, they didn't bring the owls out. And on our way out of the park late at night, the animal tamers were standing at their place, and they were outside with the owls, and I just went up to talk to them to tell them like, hey, I caught your show, I loved it, I love owls, so I just wanted to stop by and see them. And then one girl was like, I don't know why people like owls so much, they're really dumb. And I was like, what?
How dare I
Bald eagles are
personally-
dumb. Bald eagles are actually very dumb.
Mhm.
Oh,
I
It
don't
sounds
I don't
stupid,
care
too.
if they're dumb or not, I love owls.
Well,
And they're simple for
I'm not
wisdom.
saying that. I'm not saying that owls are dumb. I'm saying that bald eagles are dumb. Because
Wow. I'm
specific-
sure Athena feels real stupid now having
Right?
an owl as her.
I
I'm
was like,
kidding.
you just broke my heart a little bit.
No,
by
I don't think-
giving me-
I
that
don't think they're
knowledge.
dumb actually.
Well-
They're actually pretty smart. So
I feel like they are too.
pretty smart.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
I
know.
was like, I don't care.
I think owls are smart. I don't know, but I think that reminds me. I think they had that Ren Fair at Ren Fair. They have a group of performers with raptors that
Yeah.
fly around through the audience and stuff.
Yeah, no, raptors are fun. Yeah, it's my cousin. He's been training raptors for a while now. Gosh, like even so, my uncle and him actually capture juvenile red-tailed hawks for the season because those birds are most likely to die at that age. They don't make it through the first year of life,
Mm.
so they capture them and they teach them how to hunt,
Yeah.
and then they release them the next year. So it's pretty rad. So that's how he got
That's
into
cool.
it. And then he started working for like theme parks as the raptor handler. Yeah, well, and not how you think, not for shows or anything, but like literally to scare seagulls or pest birds out of trees.
Oh, okay. So they have guards that
Yeah,
get the pests.
Especially at water parks too. Water parks is popular because
Yeah,
you
just
don't
poop.
want. Yeah, exactly. So he would just walk,
is
and
very
he
bad.
trained a bird to like follow him from tree to tree.
Mhm.
But it's really cool. It's pretty rad.
That
So
is
once
pretty
that's
sweet.
safe, I will go play with the burbies again.
Yay.
Or play with the burbies. So
So
Uh,
lucky.
Speaking of safe, how easy is it to play D&D online?
actually, it's a lot easier than you think, and honestly, it's a lot more cost efficient. to make it an immersive experience, because if you think about it, so here's what I was doing before. And granted, I have a lot of minis, which is great, because there's a lot of games that are run between me and my partner, but it's an investment. It's quite an investment, as well as
minis especially can get really
everything.
expensive.
Yeah, and it's time and effort too, because you can buy pre-painted minis, but a lot of times character minis, you have to paint those, as well as like Dwarven Forge.
I think that's sacrilege to buy pre-painted ones.
Yeah, it's part of the fun, I think, to paint your own.
Well, when you've gotten through 6 kobolds and you're like, shit, I need like 10
Yeah.
more, you buy pre-painted.
Right.
That's a lot.
But
Well,
Dwarven
it takes a good amount,
especially because they're just going to get swept anyways.
Minis like competently.
It's hard to paint minis. I've done it,
it's a
and
huge ice.
I'm like, my hand shakes.
You need those the visor.
Yeah, I have a giant loop like right above my head.
Really?
That I bring down.
I literally, like, I'm just like, because I'm so nearsighted, like,
Oh, no.
it doesn't even fucking matter.
I wouldn't be able to see straight for like a couple of days if I did it that way. I have really bad eyesight, so I'd be like,
yeah. I have
My dad,
glasses for when I drive.
working on models and stuff, he had those awesome, they're like sort of like goggles, but it's like a visor with 2 loops.
yeah, I got those as well.
It has a light on it?
The
Yeah,
giant
a little
loop has
light.
a
Oh, those
has
are
a big green
literally
light on it.
too, like my dentist uses like glasses like that, which are pretty rad. But I'll take 10, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, with minis, the nice thing with playing online, oh my god,
No, it's very cyberpunk.
kidding. Wow, that's like
I don't
Cyclops
use it.
V1.
I
Yeah,
don't use it anymore because I got the big loop now that works way more better.
you got
That's
a big
dope.
loop.
More efficient,
Where's the
yeah.
clean drinking water?
I don't know where the clean drinking water is.
That
I'm
comes
drinking
out of
wine.
if you pay
This is
attention,
very
it comes out of the
scotch.
tap. That's not
Yes.
very clean water, actually.
No,
Don't drink
Yeah,
the water out of the tap.
There's a reason why there's a drink called LA water.
Oh, I'll knock you on your ass.
Yes, but more bang for your buck.
It's true.
But yeah, so with minis, they're expensive, but playing online, you don't need all of that. You just need maps and you just need avatars. Also, a thing that I like doing is if people don't select their own avatars, you just pick a super uncomfortably sexy anime version of their character online. And then like one of my characters didn't pick one. So he's like this guy with like literally this tiny loincloth. And he's like buff beyond uncomfortable belief, like where you're like, do his ribs have abs on the rib? So yeah.
That's a 24 pack.
Yeah, on the rib, on the one rib. So, but no, it's cool because you can make it immersive as well as it's almost like a production too, where in one of my games, they killed these poor little lizard folk really badly. So I just threw like fake blood spray, like graphics on the screen and just being like, yeah, eviscerated, that's blood mist. And it's like, there's just blood spray everywhere. So it's kind of cool. It kind of becomes its own production thing. But with that said, it just takes a moment to learn the platform, which I use Roll20. And granted, okay, so like I just found out that I could have DM notes on a DM layer that I can just see and my players can't. And that's changed everything for me. But I'm sad that it's taken me 2 years to realize this.
It's funny because I've never played or I've never used any of those. We watched some tutorials and stuff to get ready for the show, and I knew that because it was in the tutorial.
I didn't watch any tutorials. I was like, well, this is like, because I work, in tech and I've done development.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, I will learn this.
Yeah, as a web developer myself, I'm the same way, and I don't do that for anything that I play or do. But for this show, I wanted to be knowledgeable for this episode, and that's the only time we actually like actually try to learn things. Sometimes I'll watch tutorials. Well, I play tutorials in video games if they reward me after, like with money.
Yeah, no, totally. Like, I'm like, oh, you want to give me cryptocurrency if I do this tutorial? Sure.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh,
And I don't know about you guys, but when I like learn something on my own, especially if it's like a program with extensive features, if I'm get comfortable with it at a certain point, I just stay with what I'm comfortable with. And so I don't explore the other things. So it would have taken me probably 2 years to
Yeah.
discover something like that as well.
I mean, it's kind of the same. Like I mean, I used to be a designer, and I used Photoshop as one of the most powerful tools in all of existence,
I
as
was gonna
everybody
say.
knows.
yeah.
And I still use it to this day for everything. Like my wife will
My
need
wife.
my
My
wife, very
wife.
nice. And she'll need like her signature on a document, like because she works in HR, and she makes those um like documents or whatever. She's to sign them, and everything's digital now. So like she'll be like, can you magic my signature for me?
Mhm.
That means to just drop it into Photoshop and take out the background, which since I've used Photoshop for Christ, how old am I now?
Oh.
God, it's over 20 years. I've been using Photoshop for over 20 years. It takes me like 5 minutes to do something like that.
Wow, you're old.
Yeah, I'm old. Thanks, Kat.
You're like you're close enough to mummy lord status, but it's like
I
every year you
remember-
get closer to being a mummy lord, and then
Here you
you
go.
get
Here you go.
12
I remember Photoshop 4.5.
hours. Okay, so I remember when, what was it? Actually, no, I can't laugh at that, because like I remember when I was in school, and like it's like, hey guys, like 4 just came out, and I was like, whoa, can you get 3 like bootlegged on one of those random
Yeah.
sites or whatever? It was like exe thing doodad.
Virus.
That's how we used to do it back in the day.
Can I download that on virus.com, or do I have to
Yeah.
go to malware.com?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No, yeah. Do malware at least. It's not as bad, I don't think.
Yeah.
I feel
well, at
like
least
the first year I used Photoshop was like 2008. What version was that?
Fuck if I know, Kat. I don't pay attention to now they go by the years. So like, I mean,
Oh, that vintage was from, let's see. what
Hey, I
year
don't
was
know.
that?
I haven't-
it was like what, 10 years ago when it went cloud or some bullshit.
I haven't even touched Photoshop since like 2011.
it was sooner than that. So, because I tried to learn digital painting, and first off, this is where I'm going to admit my mistakes here. But so I was like, oh, I just got a tablet. I want to do digital painting. I'll get Illustrator, because in your mind you go, that's what that's for. No,
Right.
that is for making vectors. That is
Yes.
not painting.
Yes.
And
I
then
think
poorly
I still use
named.
Illustrator.
So I like had signed up for this like year-long commitment, which was, that's when it was a cloud like subscription based.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
And then I got Photoshop, because like, okay,
Photoshop.
like I tried to paint in Illustrator, and I was like, what? Why is every stroke turning its own shape? It's like, and then like it's like, you have 50 million paths on your page.
and then your
now. And I
computer
was like,
crashes.
yeah, it's like there's like a literal fire on the motherboard, but
0.01% RAM is left.
yeah, no, it's just like, you have negative 50 RAM left. Download more at this website. Oh, okay. That's an old meme. Google Ultron. But yeah, then I got Photoshop, and I even though I use it daily for work, as also too, like, I'll get in that in a second, but I'm still learning features. But at the same time, also the thing that has taught me the most fast and quick Photoshop is making memes.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
Memes.
We made
I'm-
memes of ourselves after our photo
Yeah.
shoot. It was a lot of
Oh,
fun.
thank goodness. Yeah, so I worked for a marketing company, and literally like the whole design crew, because I'm a designer, which is that's okay to leave in, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I say I'm a web developer. I'll say what I do as my day job, just not where I work.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm a designer, UX designer and illustrator, but part of being on the design team was memeing the shit out of each other. Like we had one guy go to Japan, and we just were like memeing him on so much stock photography. We're like, oh, did you find a new family out there? I memed him as the country as Japan, like he was the country of Japan. So that's I honestly like taught me the most. Another one was oh gosh, this is like horrifying to see, is when you shrink people's eyes and mouths.
Yeah, those.
And then
Oh,
I was like, oh, how do you do that, atrocity? I said that like Moira Rose there. I was like, how do you do that, atrocity?
Yeah, one year for
Atrocity.
my better halves sister's birthday, we took one of her middle school pictures, and we made her eyes like really fucking big. And
Oh,
we stretched out the lobe. She looked like she was a Buddha or something. How big her earlobe was.
Oh my god.
And then we gave it to her boyfriend as a gift.
Oh, that's so
And told him
sweet.
this is how she used to look.
That's so sweet.
She was pissed.
Oh my gosh. That's
She
worth
was
it.
so mad. But
Oh,
the
yeah,
laugh,
worth
the shits and giggles were way fucking worth
Oh,
it.
yeah, it
but,
sounds like
know.
yours. Was.
My new favorite thing to do is when I see friends that look like, for instance, actors or actresses on Netflix. I just Photoshop the titles, the Netflix titles. Like one of them was my friend Jenny, she's a redhead with like, like shoulder length hair. But I can't remember what the movie was. It was a recent one. Ava. It was Ava. And I was like, wow, that looks like Jenny. So I like took a screenshot and I changed the title to Jenny Does a Murder. Because it's just an assassin movie. And I changed like the description. I'm like, Jenny Black, goes and kills people and blah, blah, blah. And then another one was the Megan Fox movie that came out. That was about, her hunting poachers in Africa and stuff. But she looks just like my friend Nikki, who's like an HR specialist. And it was like, it's like Nikki, the movie. It's like Nikki is annoyed literally with everyone, even the poachers. She notices multiple HR violations. So like learning how to like manipulate font is a fun one, but also you learn Photoshop. But it's like, I look up things that I consult the runes, as I call it, and go on Google. But also I use that in D&D too, because sometimes like something will happen to a character. We had like a guard drake that this shouldn't have happened, but it did, where our paladin went to approach these caged up guard drakes and rolled a natural 20, which is like the highest you can do for animal handling. And I was like, okay, they don't maul and attack you. And then he rolled another natural 20, and I was like, oh my god, what do you want? I was like, what do you want to name
It's just
it?
loaded.
I was like, what do you want to name your new pet fucking guard drake? And this guard drake was with him for I would say through maybe the first third of the campaign. But at one point we had to distinguish him as the fancy guard drake who's trained and stuff. So I photoshopped like a top hat onto his avatar.
Yes.
They're
top
cute.
hat.
They
Yeah.
look like puppies.
Yeah, with very, very blue and angry puppies.
Yes.
So yeah, so it's fun. It's cool to use for art, for memes, as well as also too making games
And
more exciting.
stomps.
And stomps for some reason.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah, for anybody who's listening and may not play D&D or has no knowledge of D&D whatsoever, it is creative as fuck. Like there is no limit.
Storytelling element.
It's also Satan's game.
Yes.
El Diablo.
My name is Lizzufer, so I mean
Satan's game.
it's Stan because he has
Praise
too many
Satan.
vowels. Oh, you know what? My
Santana.
headphones are flashing red.
Hell yeah.
I have to plug into my cybernetic.
You gotta jack
Oh,
in.
I thought that was an aesthetic choice.
I think it means she wouldn't be able to hear us in a few minutes.
I'd just be like, what? I'm just gonna keep talking for
I
the
don't
next
know what's
hour.
going on.
Well,
But
now
no,
I want to change mine so that
But just use a
it's
series of
colorful.
vulgar gestures.
Vulgar gestures.
vulgar
to communicate
gestures.
gestures.
Yeah, I gotta say that when I looked at, so when we did the research for this show, because I've sort of passively looked into it in the past, but the time that I looked into being a DM, I bought the books, and then a year went by, and then the pandemic happened, so I didn't end up doing it. But when doing this research, I still, even seeing like Roll20 and what was the other one called?
Fantasy Grounds, probably.
Fantasy Grounds, yeah. There's more, I think, but
Yeah.
I was just overwhelmed just by all of it, like in general, not even just like the selection of how many programs there are, but also like just looking at the program itself. Like watched a Roll20 tutorial, and I was like, Jesus, this is a lot of stuff. But I could see how it would be really awesome for running a campaign, and like most of it's technically optional, right? You can run it however you want.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's the great part, is like something that I kind of learned is it is a blank canvas, which kind of is intimidating to some.
Yes,
especially when
absolutely.
like you're not like, I don't know, like a freaking designer or painter or whatever, or you know, also
We're
too
all
like
creative here.
yeah, exactly. That's not what I didn't no shade.
We're all
Shade
floating
thrown,
down here.
madam.
Look, I ain't a tree. I ain't throwing shade. But it's super intimidating seeing that grid board, because it's also like, okay, well, is the grid the right size? Like, how do I match this to a map? You know, how do I track initiative? But the cool thing is you know, I'm a very hands-on learner person, which is also why I didn't learn
Same.
about the GM layer for a long time. But you can do so much with it. You can customize it to whatever you want. And you can, the cool thing too is, you know, when you're using minis, you're restricted to what's out there on the market. With Roll20
and the time invested in
and financial investments, because I definitely know some
Right.
people
they're not cheap.
no, I know plenty of people who are like, I'm gonna DM, and then I just spent $500 on DM stuff, and I'm just like,
Yeah, that was just the
shit.
books.
Woof.
And dice.
But you can just pull. There, thankfully, there's a great community for this, and there's a lot of folks who have already created, you know, transparent assets. Which the nice thing is, if you go in Roll20 and there's an image tab and you type in what you're trying to find, it'll tell you if there's assets from the web that it can pull from you. Like you type in, like for instance, it's like what did I type in? It's like wolves, and then it has transparent bird's eye view wolves that you can just drop in. But also, oh, go ahead.
Does it allow you to import stuff like your own images?
Yes. So you can do image uploads. You can do whatever you want, literally.
We can literally just put our faces on our characters.
Sexy lizard man.
Yeah, actually. So one of my
Argonians.
exactly.
That's the Argonian maid. Yes.
So one of my players is actually the voice of Alex Echo 3-1 from Call of Duty.
I know.
And so we have Alex Echo 3-1 as his icon. So it's him with a mustache. Funny. So that's his paladin. So you can add whatever you want to the game. You can add whatever flavors you'd like. I also use Sirenscape for audio, which if all of your players download the Sirenscape player, you can connect them to your dashboard pretty much of sound effects that you can trigger. It's like one of my characters did like a critical hit with their longbow, so I did like this arrow sound effect. It was just and then noise. But or it's like you hear the wind howling and you can turn up the wind noise, but it's cool because it's like a sound panel for
That's
DMs.
awesome.
Yeah, so you can make it immersive.
And then you can do the remix.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remix. The happy hardcore
You hear a
version.
strange noise coming from the corner of the cavern.
Yeah, literally.
From the darkness emerges a troll.
I will say exactly. It's like yo, quit trolling. It's like they literally just posted an unpopular opinion on your account just to see your reaction. So that's a troll. You got to defeat it now. But
net troll.
I will say that there is a little bit of like learning how to be a producer. But the cool thing is too, is this translates also to when you want to play in person, because I was using Roll20 before the pandemic hit. And when I had people over and there was some really complicated map builds, like for instance, I'm running Horde of the Dragon Queen right now, or I'm sorry, I was running Horde of the Dragon Queen, which turned into Rise of Tiamat. It's about, it's within this campaign called Tyranny of Dragons. It's one of the earlier 5th edition campaigns that Wizards produced. But with a giant castle with like 3 floors and a bajillion rooms, it's really hard to have a physical map, right?
Yeah.
So what I did is I plugged my computer in via HDMI, broadcasted it to my TV, had all of my players over at that time when we were able to. And then we'd play that way, where it was almost like, you know, production while DMing, which is cool. But you can also do like secret rolls in Roll20. You can roll, you know, you can set initiative order so you don't have to write a bunch of stuff down.
Oh, how nice.
It takes a lot of manual stuff out, as well as also too some math, because I fucking hate math. I am a doodler, not a mather.
Dagger.
So like, you know, it's like setting initiative in ascending order, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness.
Block.
But yes.
Dagger.
Sorry, there's like D&D going on right over here.
Dagger block X. That's how I feel about my exes too. So it's
They're
fine.
playing something called Outward, I think.
Oh my god, I love Outward. Outward's
Yeah.
so great. I
Yeah,
was
they're-
actually thinking about it the other day. I was like, I haven't gotten to play in a while, and it's really hard. So because you're like, I'm going on an adventure, and then it's like you just got murdered by bandits and a giant spider, and it's like, oh. It's like you have to go
Sweet.
pick up your corpse now.
Yeah.
Oh.
So actually,
like a request.
me and my husband are in a Warhammer campaign during the pandemic right now.
Oh.
And we just play over Discord, and then we like just find random images on the internet sometimes to kind of get a visual on like what we're talking about or what our storyteller is talking about. But he's playing with one of the guys that is in our campaign, so they're playing Outward. Hey, is it hard? They said it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like Fable.
it's like
He
No.
died of
Fable's-
dysentery.
It's way harder than Fable. Thank you.
Harry's a girl's
you
name.
died 5 times.
You
Okay,
died of dysentery.
Okay, good. That's correct.
today. Yeah, in the
You
past
die-
2.5 hours.
Well, because
Yes.
Yeah,
you're just like wandering and you're
Died.
like, hey, what's that? And there's a 99% chance that whatever that is going to fucking murder you in 5 seconds. It's
Sounds
not
like
friendly.
Dark Souls.
It's like Dark Souls, the RPG of friendship. Um,
Okay.
okay, also with that said, Dark Souls' co-op is fucking bullshit to try to get to work. So I would just like to point that out.
I love Dark Souls, but I'm an invader, not as much as a.
Well, I mean like co-op where you write on the ground with a soapstone and it's like
Yeah, it
And-
depends on what system too, but like
PC. I'm a PC gamer.
Yeah.
PC Master Race.
PC Master Rules.
PC, Dark Souls is kind of dead right now, so it's going to be really hard to get people to co-op with,
Holy shit.
Well,
unless you
it-
know somebody, and
well-
then
Okay, I
no.
thought that was the war.
easy peasy.
Did I just log out? Oops.
Okay,
Oopsie.
so where are we going?
I might have logged out Thor from his Vince Vaughn game.
No.
Whoops!
Because I signed in a Roll20. Don't tell anyone!
Do I have to edit that out?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
No, like I don't hear screaming in the other room.
Yeah, okay. It's not like when my mom
Not
pick up
no
the phone
stomps
out.
coming towards you like what is happening?
No stomps or stonks. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, there's definitely stonks, but you know, yeah.
You gotta hodl the stonks. So
But yeah, the pandemic has been very good to
So, are you gonna be
DMs,
using a spear?
dungeon masters.
Yeah.
Like I've been seeing advertising now for online professional dungeon masters. Like they set up all the campaigns and everything, and
Excuse
they
me?
use Roll20.
Cast spells.
Professional dungeon masters.
Yeah. actually
like
that's
pro level
We gotta
dungeon
figure
masters.
that out. We gotta figure
I
that
knew
out.
some before the pandemic as like
But-
because honestly like prepping a campaign is a lot of work.
It's a
it is.
lot of work.
I
yeah.
will say like here's my current campaign right now, which I fucking love this book. Is this is my Tyranny of Dragons. Ignore my post-its for these reoccurring situations, but also too a little fun fact with this was again one of the first couple of 5e campaigns. That the original version of this has so many fucking errors. Like I'm like, oh cool, okay, well there's this room. Wait, they forgot to list it on the map. Where is it on the map?
Oh no.
They never cover it. Wait, it's what? But
You're
this-
like, I swear I'm a good dungeon master. I swear.
yeah, I'm just like, okay, well, this random closet is
it
now
made by
room
CD
18.
Project Red.
Oh my god. But this is the redone version, which is nice. Which is so cute. My sister got this book and is gonna start
very
dungeon
pretty.
mastering. And you're
Oh.
so happy.
You're so
Yeah.
proud.
Well, I know, seriously, I'm like
I love
proud.
how beautiful
Well-
D&D books are.
Well,
Mhm.
it's like also the art too.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. And
I have a few
and like
5e
also
books.
I love the concept art too. Like
Oh, nice.
Love it.
look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm a slut for dragons, okay? Like
Well, dragons are
Hey,
amazing.
we
as
don't
long
hate
as
that.
they're as long as people like, can acknowledge the fact that the things in Game of Thrones were not dragons.
Mm. Those are wyverns.
Yes.
So they
Not
need
dragons.
arms
Yeah.
in addition to wings. Those are wyverns.
They were
It's
still
like-
cool, But
It's like no one has played The Witcher ever.
yeah.
Which
I think my
Speaking of-
first introduction to wyverns was fucking Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen. That's
Mhm.
showing my age.
I'm trying to remember
Really
when
old
my
game.
my first. I think you know what actually. Well, wyverns for me was World of Warcraft. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
which was way later.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm ancient.
I was a very small potato when I started playing World of Warcraft. So
Yeah, Sal and I are ancient.
yeah.
Dragon Warrior 1.
Oh no, that's right. There were wyverns in Dragon Warrior. Fuck. Okay. No.
Weren't there some in Final Fantasy
before.
Tactics?
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like
I played that as a
That might be-
young pup.
love that game. It
Yeah.
holds
Yeah.
up even today. It's so good.
Yeah.
If you're good at DMing and you can write amazing stories, you can become a pro dungeon master nowadays.
Well, the cool thing with the pandemic is because I was actually looking up this site that actually like it's cool because like I used to live in an area where D&D was not super like it's really hard to connect to people that want to run a game. And I was in the game that I was in. The DM didn't even really DM quit halfway through. He's like, I'm fucking
that
done.
sucks.
Like I can't act out as Yanti or Dragon, Dragonborn. Like I'm so done. And I was gonna learn, but then I moved away. So it's really hard to connect, especially if it's like you're physically isolated from no one in your friends group plays, which is also why I ended up not playing for a long time. Was well, in high school, it was like, girls can't play D&D. And I was like, hi, you suck. Like, I'll kill you on Gears of War later.
Yeah.
Fine. But now, like, there's this website called startplaying.games. And if you want to join a game, you can find a game to join, as well as find a GM to run a game if you have players, which is really cool because it's like it connects people and nerds like never before. And then I'm also part of a group called LA D&D Society. And occasionally on Instagram, we'll try to engage people to find games. Like I remember not too long ago, especially at the start of the pandemic, we did a post being like, hey, are you looking for a game? Are you a GM? List off what you do and your general location, or, if you're online or whatnot. And it's I think the community and the connection, that's a big thing. And with moving everything to online and learning how to do this remotely is connecting more people than ever, I think.
Yes. Anytime anything becomes remote forcibly, it seems that way. Like when we first started podcasting, we reached out all over the world, even when we weren't doing it remotely, because there are so many people podcasting all over the world. It's just like a community thing, right? But with me, I tried half-heartedly. I think I was trying to use meetups because there are Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing meetups. I really miss tabletop personally. I haven't played a tabletop game since I was in my early 20s. And back then, I think it was mostly White Wolf, so like Masquerade and Mage and Werewolf the Apocalypse and shit like that. And I bought the books recently to do Dungeons and Dragons, but even before the pandemic, it's just hard because even us as friends, like we have lives, and birds are dying. Yes.
Yeah, there's shield charge, rush forward, hit foes with your shield.
You have to shield bash. Tell him that's a paladin move normally in D&D. If you're not specialized for sword and board, you cannot use shield bash. Okay?
I'll tell him later. Otherwise it's just never gonna end.
You're gonna mess up his mojo.
I love you.
You could you could also start yelling, be like, oh my god, that guy's behind you, and then he'll die because there's no one behind him and you can't see. So
Keep playing your game.
I'm an agent of chaos, if you haven't heard.
Oh yes, that's my style too. So speaking of which, what's your favorite style of D&D? Do you prefer hack and slash dungeon crawl, or do you like a more narrative, story driven type deal, like more storytelling?
I think both a balance of both is very needed, because as a dungeon master, your players are going to be a mix. But it's I think both are very equally important. If you have too much RP, or if you have too much story, people stop getting engaged as much. I mean, like, yeah, you can throw in a bunch of checks being like, investigate this thing. You see a treasure chest, it's partially ajar, and it seems to be, you know, messed in a hurried position, or something like that. And then you can do checks, but in reality, a lot of people like to just fuck shit up. So it's important to throw encounters in there. So
That's Werewolf the Apocalypse. Let's fuck shit up.
Yeah, fuck shit up. Smash. But it's important to have that balance, because if you're just constantly combat, you start to lose story elements. So it's very important as a DM to weave that in. And I've even had instances, it's like where they're fighting somebody and maybe they're not supposed, they have an opportunity to not kill this person, and it's going to heavily affect the story. And this person's now begging for their lives or whatnot, and is now offering them a trade or something, which it has happened actually, not to, I would say, like at the end of one of my last campaigns. And so you can kind of weave that in, especially like now if you're fighting, it's like you encounter a group of kobolds again. None of those kobolds are probably going to be like story noteworthy. It's like, oh yeah, this is clearly
because they're just gonna get swept.
Yeah, it's like, this is clearly the leader of this secret organization. That's not going to happen. So it's like, you know, especially when you're doing a dungeon crawl, you want to weave in story, as well as also too, another way you can do that is environmental hazards. Is there was a tomb that my characters are running, and it's all illusion illusion based. And with that, there's a lot of traps too, and things that they have to pay attention to in the paintings and the mosaics and stuff. So that's how you can kind of weave story in, is with the environment, and also traps. Or there was these statues that if they look at, they'll go insane, because they attained much knowledge of that their brains weren't ready for. So you can weave that into the story. Also, I almost killed a bunch of people that way on accident. Not on accident, everything's intentional. It's revenge for me. Also, with being a DM, a big challenge is understanding your monsters you're playing and playing them to their fullest ability. Like the first time I played a dragon against my players, I didn't understand the legendary actions super well. So they were just like, pew, pew, pew. And then just like literally just beating the shit out of my dragon. I'm like, this doesn't seem right. But in reality, I could beat the shit out of them every time it was their turn with like a tail attack, as well as some legendary actions. And then knowing your casters, because if you don't know your casters and don't know your spells, then you're going to be like just a squishy, not even a glass cannon. You're going to be like a glass Nerf gun, and it's going to be sad. And you're going to, and then your players aren't going to feel fulfilled with that. So, it's lore intertwined with combat.
I'm going to sleep.
So do you DM or GM more than you play?
So I actually really enjoy GMing because like I like being with as a GM, you get to be a mix of characters. You get to be the old tavern lady that isn't quite sure where her grandson is, so she's sending you out to go help him. Or the old wizard who has sent you on a noble quest. Or the kobolds that just want the shinies. So like you get to be like a mix of characters, and I think it's really interesting. But also too, with that said, there's a big gap in between when I get to play. So I come up with these fucking batshit crazy characters, like my possum folk bard, who's a bardlock who wants to be a superstar.
Daffodil.
Yeah, daffodil odors, which is French for garbage. And she's a traveling bard possum folk with a prehensile tail, and she's one of 13. Her family was acrobats, and she wanted to do something different. She didn't want to continue with the traveling circus. She wanted to go set out to be a superstar bard extraordinaire. So, and which she unfortunately came across a tiefling who she signed a contract with for a magical banjo, for instance. And she doesn't realize that she might have signed her soul to the devil.
Oops.
Devil went down to Georgia. But it's I feel like, as you know, with me GMing more than I play, it makes when I play more meaningful, I feel like. So
Yeah, I could see that.
but I will say that once you've established yourself as a GM, everyone expects you to GM all the time.
So everyone out there, be considerate to your GM, and after a campaign is over, ask them, would you like to play instead of be GM this time?
Like, fuck, even host a one shot, for God's sakes. Give us an outlet.
I will say I have a lot of respect for DMs and GMs, because they make the experience a lot more memorable and a lot more fun. Like right now, the campaign I'm in, our friend is, I guess, storytelling is the way Warhammer puts it. And he does amazing characters. Like, I am so engrossed in this story. We almost lost a traveling companion that's like, he's playing the traveling companion that's with us, the players, as well as all the other characters that we run into. But we almost lost him, and I was upset.
Yeah.
I was legitimately upset, and I didn't want to play for a while because I was that upset. I thought we were gonna lose him.
Yeah.
And we ended up not losing him. And that was really nice, but you know, we just got into some other shit, and now I'm just like, oh my God, can we breathe? Like, we can't even breathe in this campaign.
Yeah. It's like a lot of mental spoons. You're just like, oh, I just went through this unspeakable loss in game, and now you want me to go to a tavern and talk to this guy about his goddamn sheep? But no, like that was like kind of with the guard drake I was talking about. When his name was, okay, so the player, his paladin is named Dervel, so he named his guard drake Swervel. But Swervel, his story arc was, once they got through this dungeon and they found out this cult had imprisoned all of his family as guard drake slaves. And they found him, he found his family, like he's like clawing at this.
Can they
crate.
speak? Like, can they be understood? Or
no,
Guardrakes?
no.
Okay.
It's just kind of like if you talk to your dog. And
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You seem like you understand me. Yay.
It's like
okay.
Homeward Bound. Ooh.
Exactly. Well, the Homeward Bound, come on, they full on talk. But yeah, like it was like this obviously wasn't in the campaign. This is something that happened way earlier in the campaign that shouldn't have happened, but it did, because I was like, damn, that's a lot of nat 20s.
Player created story.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, Swervel ran up to this crate and it was just like clawing at this latch, and everyone came over, and then they realized, they're like, oh my God, this is his family. And then Swervel ended up parting ways, and like me as a DM, I was just like, oh my God, you guys.
You made it.
No, like I got all misty-eyed, and I was like, shit. But also, like, when we're like doing combat and Swervel almost died, I was like, Jesus Christ, someone heal him. No, I'm the one doing the damage.
I know you're doing the damage.
But yeah, no, there's, and even in my Monday night game, which I do, I stream with Fabled 42, and we're currently streaming a show called Legends of Shao Gal. And on Monday we had a character that kind of like Swervel, like he became part of the campaign, which our artificer made a robot named Oscar, and he got dismantled by these shadow creatures.
No disassemble, Johnny Five.
I know, no disassemble. And my character like kind of looks up to him like a brother now, a big brother, but she doesn't let on to that because she's very headstrong. And I like was like, I got
Sunduru.
I got emotional. I was like, this is, I'm gonna roll dice now.
You roll a one.
Cat hair in my eyes.
Yeah, I got cat hair that's covered in onions in my eyes.
So you talked about a couple of your players getting like 2 nat 20s in a row. Do you have players in any of your campaigns that are really unlucky? Like they just can't catch a break,
like
and
Sal
they just
with dice
roll really poorly.
Sal.
I will say, Oh my gosh, I like make fun of them all the time because most of the time their rolls are horrific. So when the double nat 20s happened, I posted on Facebook and I was like, oh snap, good thing you got that out of your system early on in the campaign.
Yeah.
And just like, especially our rogue, it's really funny because the joke is that we have a tabaxi rogue and we're like, you're just bad at being a rogue. And he's like, I check for traps. And it's like, okay, well, or he's like, I try to stealth. And it's like, he rolls like a 5. And I was like, you think you're sneaky, but everyone clearly sees you.
It's just Drax.
It's like
I
a
move really slow.
Drax.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, Drax is like,
See me.
exactly. That's but the cat's just like, okay, I'm fine. And then like a smoke trap goes off, and then he's what was it? There was one, it was like a noxious cloud where he was literally hacking up hairballs for 5 rounds while a dragon just dragon breathed everyone like 3 times in a row.
That's like a real cat's stealth in most cases. Like they hide their head under the curtain and you can't see them.
Yeah, or like they're like, if I stop moving, oh, they're around the corner again.
We're T-Rexes.
Yeah, exactly.
We can always see movement.
Yeah,
I can understand that.
Land of the Lost the movie the other day. Where
Oh yeah, I watched it too the other day.
Yeah, Rick Marshall's like, oh, their brain's the size of a walnut, and that pisses the T-Rex off. He's like, hold on.
Yeah,
I heard that. So,
Yeah, you never know how a campaign is going to turn out. You could plan it until you're blue in the face, and it all depends on the players, doesn't it?
Well, I've definitely been like, haha, I'm gonna totally wreck everyone tonight, and then my partner will come up and be like, I say that every time. They will find a way. They will find a way.
They're resilient. God damn
like,
it.
God damn it. And that's what happens. It's like I have this something epic planned, and they're like, we want to go in that door. I'm like, well, what about the other door that's teeming with mist and glowing green? No, we want to go in the one that looks like a hall closet. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, why are we doing this? Why?
Let's go to Narnia, that's why.
Why? They're like, oh, there's a rope. Can we climb up there? I'm like, nope, it's blocked by rocks suddenly. You have no idea why. And so that's my like, oh, that once the passage that looked cleared is actually very blocked. It seems like there's construction that's indefinite going on for some reason.
I was promised an open world.
This is too linear for me.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But with that said, if you're DMing, prep for fucking anything because they're gonna
seriously.
They're gonna go exactly where you don't want them to. So like, yeah,
improv helps a lot.
I had one where it was like a couple weeks ago. It's like, I want to open this door, and I'm just like, oh my God, this door, if you open this door, it's gonna fucking kill everyone because there's just a bajillion rocks. And it's like, I'm like, the door is bulging at the hinges and looks like it's about to explode. Okay, I jiggle.
Well, that's what you make you put into their storyline is like, this is so and so, one of 33 identical brothers.
Yeah.
I almost died on Monday as my possum folk, and I was like, well, Daffodil has 12 other brothers and sisters, so maybe maybe she could be Daisy, who's coming to look for her sister who's actually a rogue or something. So
Gamers Darkness Rising, the bard dies in every scene.
No.
He just dies and then comes back.
Yeah, he has
I'm not Sean
all kinds
Bean.
of backup.
Gosh.
Speaking of bards, and because I don't know, mentioned before the show, but I've been playing Mordau lately, and one of the funniest things about that game is not the racism, because holy crap, it's rampant, but it's rancid and rampant. But I like killing racists, so it's okay. But that you can make a bard by just bringing a lute with you.
Yeah.
And
okay.
they have.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Programs that will play whatever and whatnot. And I don't know how, I have no idea how the loot works because I haven't tried that. But I was on the battlefield one day, popping heads with my bow, and all of a sudden I hear dun 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 dun. I was like, what the fuck? And there's this dude on a lute playing Megalovania. I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? Dude, protect the bard at all costs. I did kill a bard once on purpose, but after that I realized I like to just listen to him play while we kill people.
How dare you?
well, what was it? I remember when Mordhau like first became super popular, and it's like, yeah, you know, it's like, yeah, let's kill this guy, and this guy just whips out like a loot. It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing? It's like,
As long as he doesn't whip
She'll
out a frying
defeat
pan, you're
you.
okay.
yeah.
Because the frying pan man will kill you. The bard will just play tunes.
hmm Yeah, no, I like Mordhau, but you know, what's funny is when I play, I'm just like, because I'm like, oh my god, this is so intense. So I'm like ducking and weaving because I'm like
Yeah.
so into it.
But the crunch and the head pops and squishes are just so satisfying in that game. That's
It
one thing that I
is.
found as an archer. And then my alter ego, I named him Molly. He's a naked dwarf with a maul, and he just runs around smashing people with the maul. Because you have to have a naked maul guy in that game.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, so I've been messing with this in my hands for the last few minutes. Nothing, no takers. Okay.
What?
But I found this
Oh shit!
the other
Oh
day.
shit! Oh my gosh!
I was
That's
like literally right after it was like right after I messaged you, and I was cleaning shit, and it was in a pile of old business cards, and it's like in pristine
That's-
condition too.
you know what's funny is that's how
And-
I find those too. They're in a pile of old business cards, and I'm like, why do I still have this?
But yeah, the specifically the logo I think has evolved. Jesus Christ, light. There you
Oh
go.
my god, you're right. Like, yeah,
The
'cause,
logo
like,
has evolved a bit since then.
yeah.
Since Anime Impulse. God, what was that?
So 2016,
God,
Yeah.
was it really?
4 years ago?
Yeah.
Five.
That's it? Five.
5 years ago.
Oh, it's
that was
2021.
5 years ago. Yeah,
It's
because
2021. Fuck. Yeah, it's
It's-
5 years
it's-
ago. That makes more sense.
It's been rough, the past year. So
Yeah,
forgot
this
it was
last year
2021.
had 12 years in each month. So
I have aged dramatically in the last year. So
like a fine wine.
no, more like the cheese in the back of the fridge, but that's okay.
She's
Um,
good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
Could
just have-
provide penicillin if it's moldy enough.
Well, I regret
only
throwing it
enough.
out now. I regret throwing it out now. But that's funny. Yeah, so I haven't done a business cards in a while because now I have my design portfolio website. But
Yeah, I don't know. I
yeah.
like our designer. So Eddie is our creative director and designer for Strength in Gaming. Our business cards he's designed already look really amazing, but I'm like, when are we gonna use business cards?
yeah, no, exactly. I'm like,
Like,
so once I stopped cosplaying, because I stopped cosplaying after, well, I mean, officially like cosplaying, like I'm making costumes for this con specifically that costs a lot of money that I'll wear once and then never wear again. Was after I made my Syndragosa costume for BlizzCon that I was going to compete, but then I ended up spending the last 48 hours before the con working on it without sleeping, and then still not being able to finish by the time I had to check in to
wow, that sucks.
judging. Yeah, so I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? I do have the helmet though, which is really cool. which I can
Syndragosa is
absolutely
one of my
show.
favorites.
Actually, you know what? I'm getting the helmet.
Get
I'm
it.
getting,
Yes.
I'm getting the helmet. I'm
Get
getting
the helmet.
Ooh.
Okay,
Ooh.
I might not be able to hear everyone when I put
That's
this
fine.
on, but I'm just gonna shout a bunch. But
All right, we can talk bad about her now, and she'll hear it later when she listens.
this is what I like to call my anti-doorway helmet because you get fucking clotheslined every time you walk through a doorway. My they also
Yeah.
make your hair look stupid apparently.
Eh.
But yeah, so this took it's heavy.
Long ass time.
Yeah, it took 50 hours to make that helmet. So
Is it like all EVA foam or?
so the inside is EVA, which I
Mhm.
had
I
someone
see it. Yeah.
I had someone literally tape my head with duct tape, and then I quickly before we took it off drew a pattern on it, and then cut it up to make this EVA foam innards, the
Right.
guts, and then the rest of it is Warbler, as well as the spikes are pink insulation foam.
Idiot.
Nice.
So
Would you be blue when you're wearing this?
yeah, or,
Okay.
or not. I'm sorry, not blue. It's like normal. I'm corpse colored in general.
yeah, I guess
So-
that works.
I'm just like, well, because I was like, I got white body paint and then I started putting on and I was like, oh, wow, I really don't need this, do I? I was like, oh, okay. Because I the first time I wore it, I tried
It's
to
the
put
same
white
color.
on me. And then I was like,
yeah, I think you're
Oh,
actually
yeah.
whiter than Kat. Paler.
I'm like really red today. I don't
you know
know
what?
why.
You know what's sad is I'm Brazilian. Like I'm half Brazilian. Like granted, I
I'm-
am Portuguese too, but
I'm
it's
Costa
like,
Rican and I do not look Costa Rican.
yeah, I'm just like, I'm a short vampire daddy, I guess. Short vampire daddy. I'm not 8 feet tall.
I'm like
unfortunately.
full on Chinese, and
I
don't look like it.
it.
No, you're Scottish Mexican. A Scotchican.
which is a contradiction.
A contradiction.
Oh, Liz, I wanted to share something with you because
you
I,
think it's
I
gonna go to
thought you would
1,000?
like it.
Or like
Um,
shares.
So
Share all the things.
out of the original 151 Pokemon,
Yes.
Olivia,
The only
you?
Pokemon? Go ahead.
who's your
Yes.
favorite?
Who's my favorite?
Yes,
Oof, Charmander.
Charmander. Okay, so
Well, okay, wait. Hold on, I have to
Whoa,
think about
whoa,
that.
whoa.
I want to say Charmander,
Whoa.
but okay. So I had the poster above my bed, and I felt really proud that I
Let's not
remembered
get political
all
here.
of them.
The month is up.
My screws.
Pay out.
Oh, so he's talking about stonks. He's talking about
Stonks?
stonks.
yeah.
Oh my God, get him on this podcast. We were talking about stonks.
We tried. He
I've
doesn't want to be on the podcast.
I've tried.
So okay. So with that said, I do like Charmander's probably my favorite. Like if I were to go in and it's like, what starter Pokemon? I'm like, yeah, give me the fire one. Give me the fucking fire one right now.
Fire.
Give me the dragon one.
That's my wife. She's all fire.
Yeah, but
Pyro.
also that's also how I play Magic the Gathering with burn decks.
Oh
and-
yeah, I got my red deck. It's got dragons in it.
Yeah, it's got
Best
Dargans.
believe it's got Durgans.
Or like you could even choose like your favorite evolution
of
set.
Wrath.
So
Well,
if your
I like
favorite,
ghost Pokemon
oh yeah,
too. I
okay,
do like ghost Pokemon because I loved Haunter and Gengar was okay, but I had a Haunter that I just leveled like crazy.
That's my favorite
and then
Pokemon.
Eevee,
Well,
Eevee
Gengar.
evolutions.
Gengar.
okay. Well, I think I can
Umbreon
show
technically
you-
if we're going for the second gen, but
I show you all of those. So I have this fun book that actually belongs to this guy over here, but I loved it so much that I
But you
stole
stole
it.
it.
There's a guy over there.
So it's actually a field guide where the Pokemon are drawn a little bit more like
Animals?
realistic, you
Mhm.
know? Yeah, like animals. So
Is it- They have-
like tracking like a
so here,
Pokemonologist.
my babies! Oh, he looked like a lizard,
Yeah, he does.
an alligator.
and they have figure numbers and like notes in the wild and stuff. It's
Oh, shit.
fun. And then I actually
Crikey.
turned to the right page.
It's a Charmander.
Let me stick my thumb in its nose.
Did she
How
say
does
she has
this
to get
look?
more props?
I think so.
I think this is enough
Yes.
focus.
We have to wait till she can't see it though.
Oh, no, I don't think it's enough focus.
Oh, there, yeah, right there.
Oh, nice animated skeleton.
Then we got your
Ghosties! Oh my
Ooh,
God, that
it's
looks like
cute.
my cat.
It
Why does that look like a ghost cat? I love Gengar even more now.
Isn't that fun?
It's the Cheshire
love this
Gengar.
artist.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, it looks like a demented Cheshire cat.
The Cheshire Cat is demented.
Or more demented.
That's his thing.
This is
And
my,
I join his covenant.
my prized possession.
Hell
Ooh,
yeah.
shiny.
Dude,
That's
I love
from-
Pokemon cards.
Pokemon Center of Japan.
My Pokemon cards are in a box back there, but I do have like a foil Zapdos.
Oh, we have binders right over there.
We've got, I think
You know, I had the
Zapdos-
original first gen of all the Pokemon
Oh.
cards that came out, and I
Oh,
gave
yeah.
them to one of my ex
Y'all
girlfriends.
fuckers are making me want to play Magic now. Because
Mm.
cards.
my
I-
ex girlfriend's little brother, and I told her recently
I
he
have your
kept
ex girlfriend's deck.
Here's my Haunter. One of my Haunters. I don't have the holographic. One of the first Haunters I ever collected was a holographic Haunter. I have a few different
Ooh.
kinds. I don't know if I
Mud,
do I have
mud,
Umbreon, but yeah, Sneasel. Okay, so Sneasel, this one's fun because I got it in Florida before it hit the West Coast. For the second
The wet
gen.
coast before
The
it hit
wet
the
coast. That's Washington specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is the Mew from Pokemon the first movie
Yeah,
when you
I
bought
have that
that.
one too.
What the hell was that?
And
Oh,
there's
when you
two-
saw
It's
it.
a
I'm sorry.
Mew.
This was the Mew when you saw the movie in theaters, and then
Yes.
this was the Mewtwo you got when you bought the movie.
Yes, I have those. I have those
Oh,
as
and
well. I
then
love
my
those.
Zappy Mikdos or
I
two.
remember going to the mall to get my Mew. At one of
Oh,
the things.
Wizards of the Coast store, yeah.
Dude, I played in a Pokemon tournament at Wizards of the Coast
Yeah.
when I was a kid,
Oh,
but
and
only
here's-
that one time.
Here's
And
my
then I
kids.
just collect the cards.
My Charmanders. My
Yay.
Charizard is my
Char.
holographic one. Oh, and then I have some Digimon cards in here too.
Digimon.
I know. I also have
Mhm.
random cards at the back of my Pokemon binder. Like I have Dragon
Yeah.
Ball Z cards for some reason.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
You know, I don't know where they came from. I just have them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so
Liz
if you have
mentioned
if you have the original Charizard from the very first set, it's like $55,000 right now.
yeah, it's I have the holographic first
Stonks.
edition Machamp.
that
me see if it-
stonks.
But also, I don't want to get rid of them.
Never.
No.
Oh my god, one of these cards is $800. Jesus fuck. Okay.
She's like, I'm gonna eBay that right now.
I know. I was like a holographic first edition Machamp that came in like the first booster set of like it was like you buy the booster set, you automatically get this card, and it was like yeah, whatever. I'm so fucking glad I kept that. Oh my god.
There you go.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, you mentioned Magic earlier, and now you got me itching to play Magic again. We used to play Magic all the time, and I don't know. Now I miss card games.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah,
go
I
home.
mean, yeah, honestly, card games are fun. I used to draft. I used to do drafting on some Friday nights with a few friends before the pandemic hit, and I got my playmat and everything, and then it was like coronavirus is everywhere now, especially in Los Angeles, which sucked. But
Yeah.
and especially with the last release, we got a like, gosh, what did we get, like 30 packs for the last release, and then we're just, there's nothing that replaces opening packs
Oh
and then
yeah. No.
drafting.
Yeah, the endorphins are amazing.
Mhm.
Or just like what we used to, Sal and I used to go to Frankensons, and we would sell some cards. We would buy box, and then we would open them up, and then we'd sell the ones that we didn't want, and then we'd go buy another box, and then we would open it up, and then we'd sell the ones that we didn't want, because Frankensons collectible show, there was this whole Magic the Gathering section, and that where there were people like Dawn that would buy cards at good
Yeah,
values.
we were working the system
And
very
but they were also
efficiently.
outside of the Magic the Gathering area. There were other like shops that sold comics and other things like that. It's like a flea market or a swap meet kind of deal. And you would go to these other ones where you could find the boxes for the cheapest, buy them there, and then me and
Yeah.
Sal would just open them up, and it was like, oh. And then the nachos, you could get the really terrible terrible nacho
Turbo nachos. Yep.
with the yellow goop that couldn't possibly be actual cheese, and canned jalapenos was the best.
Oh my gosh, yeah, like there's something of I still like that with like when I feel like being like I have trash panda nights, or sometimes what I
Ah,
call
yes.
bovine weekend, which is
Bovine weekend.
bovine weekend, which is where I order
Yeah.
like, what was it? I got the party nachos from Taco Bell for
Ooh,
like 2 people. Oh yeah, that was
Yes.
gone really fast, but
Oh
yes.
damn!
Holy moly
that-
nachos. My wife and I will each get our own holy moly nachos, and ooh,
My God, we were talking about Del Taco earlier, and
No, I'm gonna hit
it
it.
makes me want to go get it
no, I'm
after
gonna get it after
the podcast.
after this. I'm gonna go get
After this,
I-
I'm gonna go get some Del Taco.
I
But,
literally, and this is a fun fact, an interesting fact that maybe someday when I'm dead, someone will note someplace. I've lived literally like a few blocks away from a Del Taco my entire fucking life. I've moved, a few times, but I've always been very close to a Del Taco.
well, I have an even crazier fact. I was raised and grew up in the Del Taco headquarters city, which is Lake Forest, California. There are like 5 Del Tacos in that city alone, but the head office is there too. And the best Del Taco ever, which I used to shun because I was like, oh, they're not even open 24 hours. Why would I bother with that? But honestly, their bean and cheese burritos are made with some sort of magic, like
jacket. And they're like,
yes,
It's crack.
It's
yes,
called
that
cocaína.
you know what? The Carhartt jacket has nothing on the burritos.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, but seriously, like their green sauce and their beans are just like, it's like they have the perfect amount of salt. Because I don't know if you've ever gotten the burritos where it's like, oh, there's clearly not enough salt in this.
No, I salt the fries every time.
Yeah, so I have,
They're so good.
I have to go back soon because of the fact that I still have braces for the last 4 years of my life.
I had braces for a long time too.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, and I was telling Kat after I met you guys at Anime Impulse, I broke my jaw like a month later.
I remember that on social media.
That's fun. So
You don't talk about Fight Club though.
Yeah, they'll talk about Fight Club.
I'm sorry. What?
You don't. Oh,
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly.
Right. Nothing.
But yeah. So, but I have to keep since I have moved very far from there. His name was Robert Belson. Since I had to move very far from there, I still have to go back for braces appointments and stuff. But I always go to that Del Taco, so I have traffic burritos for my long trip home.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Trips, so like
Sitting in the traffic with just a huge.
I know.
Like,
we, my wife Heather, her parents live in Colorado, so when we do road trips to Colorado for the holidays, we try to map, like when we're driving, so we're getting hungry. Where's the nearest Del Taco? And they start to get sparse when you get out in certain parts of the boonies. But yeah, bean and cheese burritos are like key. Like we'll get like 2 bean and cheese burritos and some fries because that's like the easiest thing to eat when you're road tripping.
I wholeheartily agree. Like, because
now
it's
that
like
we're all hungry, are you still like painting miniatures now, or have you like pretty much completed your set?
no, I'm still painting because so with the Fabled 42 show on Mondays, the cool thing with it is our producer and as well as also to his name's Chris Solo. He has the ultimate terrain and mini setup. He has like a studio room specifically dedicated to the physical aspect of all of our games, because there's a lot of stuff that's run on that network. There's even like a Fallout game. There's a Middle Earth game. There's a ton of stuff. So he has terrain for all of this. He has all the minis. We're sponsored by Griffin Co. for 3D printing, which is great. So ideally, so I painted Daffodil, which I ordered on Hero Forge, which is pretty much a rat folk body with a wolf or dog muzzle. And so I painted her. She's got a flower crown and everything. And then also too, I have a friend that is taking the 3D model and blowing it up to like a 6-inch figure, so then I can have her as a figure at my place, which is great. So yeah, so I hope to send her off at some point. I just painted her a few weeks ago, even though I've had the mini since like September.
I might do the magic of editing, and we're gonna insert her next.
Yeah.
To
Oh yeah,
right
because I
now.
sent you a picture.
Bam!
Bam, Daffodil. But honestly, like that's part of my self-care though, is painting minis, because it gives me a sense of normalcy from like how it's like, it's really isolating though, like being someone that used to connect socially through games and enjoying, like that's some of my quality time with my friends, and not being able to have that in person and share some beers or whatever is hard. And even mini painting too, like mini painting was something me and a bunch of people come together, and it's like we paint our minis.
I think that like when I
like a
mentioned
paint
that
circle.
when I was like missing Magic the Gathering, it was probably more about the social aspect of it, except for that dude with the deck and all the fucking tokens.
Yeah,
He
fuck
go
that guy.
himself.
Fuck that guy.
Yes, no.
Yeah.
I burned through all of my miniatures. I got 2 miniatures that I haven't finished yet, which is Reaper Minis, Kagunk.
Oh,
He's an orc chieftain.
that's rad actually.
Yeah, here you get to focus.
What about bullets?
You might need to turn off your
I had
filter.
my last miniature for piece of shit Ravenloft board game.
I have only heard this feedback multiple times about
Yeah, the Castle
So
Ravenloft.
anytime we play any of those board games, Sal ends up killing all of us with his shitty ass rolls.
I have two.
Oh
Every
yeah,
time.
the shards of the
A Chardonnay.
Shardalon
Yeah.
board game
Wrath of a
D&D.
Shardalon.
Wrath of a
I'm like, where
Chardonnay.
the
is
hell did I get
bullshit.
Asgard's Wrath, Sal.
They got
Okay,
too
I was
many-
gonna say sharding and assing regarding like that's
Shart's
a
Wrath.
Athshart's Rathadid. That sounds delightful. Okay, so I will say, part of so there's these shadow familiars in the Fabled 42 universe, which is, you know, you can peer through the shadow familiar's eyes. And I made the mistake of deciding, because with these shows, you know, there's acting, like you're acting as your character. I made the
Yes.
mistake of doing my face
And
like
your
this.
daffodil cosplay is adorable.
Oh, thank you. I made the ears. The ears are super cute.
You made the ears.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's they're somewhere, but no, it's literally like I took a headband. I had some scrap fabric, and then I took a wire, like from this. It was this. Gosh, what was it? It was this wired ribboning, and I stripped the ribboning off, and I took the wire and I pretty much glued it into this this thick. It was a pleather fabric, but the pleather is on the inside actually of the glue, which is funny. The back of it was the perfect fabric and material for the actual ears, and then I painted the ears like little white spots, like little white freckles. So so thank you. I've worked hard on figuring out how to do the makeup for a possum. Also,
I saw the beta test too. The
okay, so was it Benny, my dog, wearing it, or was it me climbing into a trash can?
You climbing into a trash can.
Okay, so we got a letter from our landlord being like, "Hey, people are abusing the recycling bins. We're removing them." And I was like, "Oh my God, they saw the security cams of me being a possum and attacking us." I was like, "I contributed to getting our recycling bins removed."
So big.
All right, that okay. This reminds me of an anecdote.
I was like, "Oh no, they saw everything."
But they didn't know it was you?
No, they knew because they put it on my door.
Oh.
Specific. Not everyone got the notice. They put it on my door specifically,
God.
and I was like,
Yeah, when I lived in
"No."
But so Liz, where can everybody find you and all that is awesome about you?
Dear, you asked this after some wine.
Yeah, well, it was gonna happen eventually.
I guess. I'm like, how did I get on this podcast?
I don't even remember myself.
It's cool. But yeah, I'm mostly active on Instagram. If you could follow me at Lizzufer, Lizzufer.
Links in all the descriptions.
Yes, as well as also on Twitch. I pretty much try to host every Monday night the Monday night Legends of Shao Gal stream. But with that said, you can also find me on the Fabled 42 network, very active on Twitch. I will be competing in a battle royale on Sunday as a Possum Folk Beastmaster with a badger. Oh, yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to be competing in a battle royale event for charity.
Noise.
On Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you tune into Fabled 42 at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard, you can donate to excellent causes, as well as watch me as a Possum Folk kick the shit out of everyone else. Hopefully.
And
I'm probably going to get decimated.
Are you're not the bard in that one, are you?
No, actually. So the cool thing with this is it's user created. Our Patreon subscribers have created our characters for us.
Oh, okay.
So I have also a badger. Since I am a beastmaster, I have a badger named Honey. So
Aww.
You don't give a fuck.
oh, she don't give a fuck. So that's
He's
gonna
nasty.
be a lot of fun. So yeah, if you tune in, Fabled 42 Fabled 42 on Twitch TV Sunday at 1 p.m. PST. We're going to be going all day, even before that. It's going to be cool, pretty
Is that
fun
this
battle
weekend
royale.
or next weekend?
This weekend on
Oh.
the 31st. So
Yeah, we will unfortunately have passed, but
Never mind.
The VOD will be up, right?
But yes, yeah, that'll be up on YouTube, the Fabled 42's YouTube channel.
There we go. So check it out
Somebody's
on
live
YouTube.
right now.
As well as on the Twitch TV channel as well. If you want to donate, I'm sure there's ways to donate after the fact too.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. There has to be. So we do
Actually-
Extra Life. It's like similar.
Yeah, we do Extra Life as well. Extra Life as well as Wounded Warrior, because we have a lot of veterans on our channel too. Which is it happening right now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have a few veterans that are fans of the show. I've seen them on
We'll
our
begin shortly.
Facebook.
Oh yeah, Wizards of Ukador is about to occur right now, this is also too, the nice thing with Fabled 42 is this is all like homebrew content, which is incredible.
Nice.
Our DMs just imagine these worlds. Like Legends of Shao Gal is created by our DM Diane, also known as the Pretty DM on Instagram. It's great. It's like these immersive, imaginative worlds, which are fantastic. I'm bad at that, so.
You should throw in an isekai character
Oh
who can
my.
make guns.
Clearly, especially for a fantasy wizards world. Nobody expects John Wick
it
in
works.
those situations.
Nobody expects
Nobody.
Spanish
I
Inquisition.
was a best assassin in my past life.
Assassin.
Assassin.
Azazin? Is it
Zazzles.
where you're just assin?
It's
all
very
the time?
zazzly.
Assin.
Yeah, good
Were you-
assin.
Assin
I
your
was
guard.
the best ass
Guard
assassin
your
in the
ass.
past life.
Assassin.
Well, I think we could talk with you forever at this point, and I think
yeah.
also that we should play games of some kind together, whether
Oh my God.
video, tabletop, virtual tabletop, or otherwise, at some point.
Yeah. I'm down to run a one shot for you guys. So
Absolutely, yes.
Oh,
If you would
I'd be totally down for that.
we totally would do a one shot.
yeah,
Yeah. So, but check Lizzufer out on everything. I think literally if you Google Lizzufer, you will find all of her stuff.
hold on. Let me check. There's
Do it.
nothing embarrassing.
Well, that's
Oh yeah. No, literally, if you Google Lizzufer, my Instagram, Twitter,
Yep,
and Twitch
Instagram.
comes up,
Yep.
as well as a
Same.
bunch of cami photos. Wow, from when I did Cami Squad, which was 3 camis at once.
Yep. Yeah, I see that too. Yeah.
And there's a very old picture of my Syndragosa in there, which I'm not sure how they got there, but that's okay.
Nah, it's the internet. You're lucky. Let's put it that way.
Let's just say this: I make sure it stays that way.
Yes. But yeah, check out Lizzufer on Instagram, on Twitch, and Fabled42 on Twitch and YouTube, you said, correct?
Yes, YouTube. Yeah, that's where we upload all of our videos, but we also have all of our past episodes on Twitch as well.
Nice. But I you know what? I think we'll have to have you on again because there's
Oh.
just so much to be said. And yeah.
You know what's
it is
horrific?
a shit ton of money.
Yeah, it's a shit ton of money. Also, too, if he was playing a PvP game, I'm just that kind of person that would go find him and just like camp a bunch. Just
Oh.
because it's fun.
Yeah.
I'd be
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
So,
but
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I love talking, so this works out. So
well, good night, you motherfucking nerds. Does anybody have anything else they want to say before we peace out in this universe here?
Bonks.
Stonks?
Oh, take
Get them
care of your
stonks.
to get the stonks. Take care of yourself. Drink some water and be kind
That's a good idea.
to yourself and others.
Stay safe. Take it one day at a time.
Mhm.
Every little thing you do counts. Wake
Do
up, take
all
a shower.
the drugs, including the
water.
boobies.
And keep on gaming on.
Keep on gaming on. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do.
Thank you so much to all the nerds that listened. You can find us at strengthengaming.com or email us at info@strcast.com.
Now I'll stick to hard drugs.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I hardly
Yes.
even drink now too, which is funny. But here we are.
Yes.
I don't drink
yeah.
a lot either. It's
Well,
mostly for the
wine
podcast.
wine isn't considered drinking though.
You tell that
This,
to
on
my
the other hand-
hangovers.
That's staying healthy.
Ooh, they
The
gave
Night's
Crown?
Watch.
Ooh.
You know, a bottle a day will keep the doctor away.
It's scotch.
Not with my medication combo.
Sal's off his meds specifically for the show, so he can. do
Yeah,
whatever he wants.
that's dope.